Hi guys, welcome back to IDS 101, your number one go-to for everything IDS. So I finally got a Hype Connect, which will allow me to control my alarm system using the Hype app. Here's me with my Hype Connect, install it, only to find out that my alarm system is an older firmware version. It's on version 2.4. So what needed to be done? I needed to do a firmware upgrade. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to do the firmware upgrade using the IDSoft software. I'll also give you some connection errors that you might get. IDSwift is an IDS software that is used to program the IDS panels on the Windows PC or laptop. You can program the IDS 805, IDS 806, and IDS X-Series control panel using the software. To connect to the IDS 806 and X-Series, you will require the USB serial interface cable or the Hype modem if the control panels have a Hype unit connected to it. For the IDS 805, you will require the IDS modem. On the IDSoft software, you can program everything that you would normally program on the keypad, but in an easier and user-friendly way. You can save the programming on the software, which is useful when you need to default the panel, buying a new panel, or when you need to do a firmware upgrade. The IDSoft software allows clients to do a firmware upgrade on the X-Series panel. To do a firmware upgrade on the IDSoft, you will need to download the X-Series firmware file, which is a free download on the IDS website. And you'll also need an IDS USB interface cable. Once you have all the required items, you are ready to do an upgrade. On the IDSoft software, you are going to create a new client. You will need to fill in all the details with an asterisk, making sure that you enter the correct panel type, firmware version, installer code, and download code. Check them on the panel if you are unsure, as you will struggle to connect to the panel if these details are incorrect. Then you will select your default connection, which will be direct connection in our case, then click Next. On the next screen, you will select the x64 template and click Create. You will then open your client, click on Connect, making sure it's the correct COM port selected. Once connected, you will click on Receive For to get all your programming from the panel, and once complete, click on Save to save the programming on the software, then disconnect. When disconnected, you will power down the panel and put a jumper on J3. You will then put power on. Then on your software, you will select Panel Actions, Upgrade Firmware, and then click on Connect. On the bootloader window, you will click Open and you will select the firmware file, then click on Begin Bootload. You will then wait for the procedure to finish. Once done, you will need to default your control panel. Once defaulted, you will click on the Edit Client and edit the firmware version to the current one that you have upgraded to. You will then connect to the panel again and click on Send For to send the programming that you have saved on the software earlier back into the software.